The very atmosphere seemed to be a moving current of multicolored particles which came streaming down around him.
Let's walk along with the portable microphone and see if we can pick up just a little of his song of praise.
You must say something.
Clock not set. Date not set.
When he listened to the stereo, he saw colored particles floating out from the speakers.
Did you get that? I can't hear you.
Excuse me.
It has to be the end of...
The pictures on the walls became liquefied with colors running down like waterfalls.
Can I interrupt just a moment?
The individuals... I don't think it has anything to do with society.
Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger.
First, it seemed that half of his face was rotting away.
Burger Splendor.
Don't be afraid. Remember, I'm with you.
Okay, Frank, let's go.
Okay.
I think that's the individual's problem. And that's the individual.
And his chins and his fat stomach began to quiver like a dish of gelatin dessert.
Then he began to see himself as a grotesque, misshapen monster.
That's a nice little cha-cha.
And let the individual decide for himself or herself what she or he believes is right for them.
You must decide.
It's a liquid combination of chemicals delivered via convenience spray.
He looked around the room and all the people were becoming monsters.
There's nothing inherent in this liquid that builds bonds between dads and daughters. There is nothing intrinsic in any of those chemicals that would help girls to grow up to be confident, self-reliant adults.
Fears.
You must say something.
Shift how people buy products.
He can look at a crack in the sidewalk and shrink back as though it were a Grand Canyon.
For more than 1,200 problems.
It has to be the individual. I don't think it has anything to do with society.
Why, Ajax doesn't... Don't argue.
I think that's the individual's problem.
Or he can look down from the top of a skyscraper and have the feeling it is barely inches to the ground.
Don't change it. Don't complain.
You're paid well.
The individual.
Don't get into a discussion about price.
The patterns in the brain become flamboyant, twisted, so that a user can be looking at a person and suddenly gain the impression that that person is dissolving away or turning into some kind of a strange monster.
Don't let their placid appearance fool you.
Don't pick up those bricks because they're not real.
Decide for himself or herself
Don't ever let me hear that dirty word again.
what she or he believes is right for them.
To discover that he had been running naked and bleeding up and down the boulevard on which he lived.
Don't wash your head.
Now, how do you propose to take care of this?
I don't know. That's a big
problem.
Yeah?
I'm a graham. Something real groovy.
Don't wait much longer.
I don't think it has anything to do with society.
Suddenly feathers popped out on her skin.
The door of opportunity is about to slam shut.
Does it help you?
Move quickly because the tide is turning.
What's in it for me?
She had an eagle's face.
Give me.
Incorrigibly evil.
Oh God, I heard myself yell.
The
People
boy you
really
see here
are
is
animals.
on.
Cracks in sidewalks became deep crevices you could fall into.
And on paydays, this kind of boy goes into huge plastic bags. Like this one.
Their discipline disintegrated into complete confusion.
Invest in yourself.
Then it's all about me, myself, and I. And so do those who enjoy becoming germ-free. Let's watch.
Sorry.
Have you ever wondered about people sterilized in boiling hot water? Let's watch.
Are you ready, Ed?
Just a minute.
The boy you see here is tumbled over and over, but they don't mind.
That's the best way to choose a senator, too.
Then it's this boy's job to kill every patient every day.
Communications laser number 17, monitoring the bomb drop mechanism, has now been activated and will switch into a test mode. If you will look near the surface door, you will see that the parallax receptor cell has been engaged.
Then it's this boy's job to kill germs.
It's what we did ourselves.
There is time to relax, and the supervisors touch their employees.
Giving away all of our own freedom.
Listen closely. Supervisors touch all the young women.
Meanness.
Communications laser number 17 is now on test. Under no circumstances enter the path of the beams. Thank you for observing all safety precautions.
And the other workers. They don't mind.
Not meanness, but me-ness.
The supervisors are more than glad when they have money to spend for the things they need.
They benefit themselves.
They work hard for their money and really deserve it.
Here, boy. Want your mouse? Nice mouse. Pretty toy. Want your mouse? Here, boy.
And us too.
Stand up straight and let's march.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
What? That depends on who has the clicker.
Exactly.
You must not use your horn in the city.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, sir, what?
Thing to remember, it's not expensive.
Yeah, sweet. I'm into it. Cool. I live here. Rad.
Cool. And it's not expensive.
Yes, it is.
What do you mean, not expensive?
I'll use mnemonic devices to resurrect the dramatis personae of my Rococo existence. Carved by an appendectomist's scalpel during an unbiblically contemplative mood.
Feels good after.
The answer is yes.
talked about syndromes in a gibberish that smacked of Elizabethan jargon.
Fill the dreadful void with sporting events.
Yes?
Of owning your own co-op. Yes. Your own space.
Leaving her a psyche between two petite, conched auricles.
That you can do with whatever you wish.
Yes, you're right.
That you know belongs to you.
Oh, yes.
That you know will appreciate and value as years go on.
With these words came the decibelic echoes of the maestro's baton.
Then, we are the professionals that can help you find the space.
Yes, sir. That's a great little deal. You
that is most suited for you.
Yeah, sure, of course.
At the best price for you. And will help you in every way possible.
Today, her pantomimic efforts would be Promethean.
To find what you're looking for.
Our scientists say yes.
Call us.
You bet.
Please make note of the letters that we give to each space before and after we show it to you.
A choleric artificer of icons and triptychs.
Ever wonder who invented the color red?
The next apartment you're about to see is apartment B.
Me. I invented red.
And they tried to keep the room as open as possible.
Come on, brighten those blues.
One window overlooks your expansive terrace.
My psychiatrist would call this all quite schizophrenic.
The Twilight Zone. It's like, I'm in the Twilight Zone with God.
Facing east illuminate the entire room with early morning sunshine.
That was so dumb. I'm such a slob.
People can get information while they're sleeping.
Thanks for joining us.
Never sacrilegious.
And if you happen to be the president of General Motors,
They were also given the answers.
you can hold your board of directors meeting here.
For years, he had vanquished senility by playing the xylophone and arranging the leprechauns of ire in categories.
2 children and stuffed animals, which do not come with the apartment.
All while they were sleeping.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The stewardess is speaking.
welcome to the New Jerusalem. It has been a pleasure to have you today on Interworld Airlines Flight FINAL. We will not invite you to fly with us again, for this is your final trip. You are now entering your eternal home. The captain requests that you keep your seatbelts fastened until the aircraft is taxied into position.
By means of a phonograph record.
A polyglot cosmopolite with sybaritic propensities.
These recorded questions and answers were repeated all during the night at 5-minute intervals.
He decorated her drafty cabana with 2 mischievous-looking borzois.
The brain waves of each man were recorded on an instrument.
The plane is continuing upward now, piercing through the stratosphere at a speed which must be unknown to man. As we peer through the window, we can see that it has just passed many of the distant stars. At least they were distant as far as Earth is concerned. We are now far beyond the Moon, Mars, Jupiter, and the Milky Way. Directly in front of us now, there's a dazzling light. It must be brighter than the sun, and it certainly is stirring up some excitement here in the cabin of the plane. The passengers recognize it as their destination as we get closer.
And he simply cannot answer them. Picture the wife saying, "Honey, how could you spend that money?"
But right now, I want to concentrate on the cash register.
The idea of learning while we sleep is intriguing.
I'm sure there is no more attractive sound.
Why does a person want to learn while he's asleep? I thought perhaps I could study God's word during the night while I was sleeping.
Music which Jack has just described, the ring of the cash register, is no doubt one of the world's sweetest sounds, especially for those in the retail business.
Made of a sort of gamboge ceramic.
I'm sure there is no...
But God says nothing about studying while we sleep.
Listening to this.
плечи
Listen.
вперед. На счет 2 развернуть. На счет 3 левое плечо вперед. На счет 4 развернуть. 1, 2, 3, 4. То же самое с вращательным движением плеча. 1, 2.
Alopecia areata left him egregiously glabrous.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
One problem we frequently face is giving the man who is broke a reasonable answer for his wife, as well as justification for himself.
Without further comment, we would like to share the effect with you.
Which has been used for dealing with tuberculous meat.
He's going to have people asking him questions every day during these first few days.
Here it is.
On the back of the arm or hand.
I defy logic.
And he simply cannot answer them.
People are looking at them in a strange way in the street.
I am the sustenance of man's soul.
Picture the wife saying, "Honey,
I am the earthquake."
What can I do about it? What can I do about it?
how could you spend that money when we're broken in debt?
I am the very center of your being.
Without any implications as to who's in the wrong, or who's sick, or who's suffering, or who's interfering.
You have forgotten to look for me.
What in the world have you bought now?
Only the strong will survive, and you are being prepared.
We can't even make the house payments, and you do a fool thing like that.
They are unsightly.
We've been married 15 years, and we're still broke and in debt.
They are unsightly, brown or blackish, usually sessile tumors.
Let's look at what you're really telling Bill to say to his wife or friends.
The new is emerging.
If the prospect indicates that he's broke, being broke is no disgrace.
The long period of forgetfulness is coming to an end.
If you have any interest at all in money,
the color means malignancy.
Contact him by phone or in person every single day.
Reddish and shiny.
And you get paid, too.
Take my thoughts and let them become your thoughts.
You see, $100 bill is something most people don't have very often.
And contain a curd-like substance.
You are one within one.
This creates excitement.
A tiny crust usually develops.
By gosh, nobody is going to sell me anything.
You must make a commitment to hearing this tape again and again.
But sometimes a small incision is needed to do this.
It's going to happen again and again and again.
But right now, I want to concentrate on the cash register.
The tumor looks rather like a cherry.
I'm sure there is no more attractive sound.
Good children must fear God all day.
The music which Jack has just described, the ring of the cash register, is no doubt one of the world's sweetest sounds, especially for those in the retail business.
Make no delay in doing good. Be intimate with one.
I'm sure there is no more attractive sound. But
listening to this recording will be men who are having...
Untreated, a horn may grow.
Listening to this recording will be men who are having trouble making their car payments. One problem we frequently face is giving the man who is broke a reasonable answer for his wife, as well as justification for himself.
Soft rounded lumps to which the skin may or not be adherent.
Speak evil of none.
He's going to have people asking him questions every day during these first few days.
It is a single soft, fleshy,
warning for the American public.
In Adam's fall,
would you like to hear? Would you like to hear a piece of music my rock group taped last night using electric instruments?
More or less pedunculated raspberry-like tumor of uncertain origin.
You hear music from the left. Music from the right. He's downstairs watching TV.
my life to mend.
This book attend.